Quick warning before you watch this video. This video reveals some heavy spoilers for Pokemon Legends Arceus. If you do not want to be spoiled, do not watch this video. Click off right now. But for those of you who don't care about spoilers, keep on watching because I need the views. What's going on, guys? Deondre and I've here, and Pokemon Legends Arceus got leaked. So, I'm reading this article by, I want to say Irene Ong. I hope I'm pronouncing that name right, on clutchpoints.com. That's basically going over the Pokemon Legends Arceus Pokedex leaks, which goes over the new evolutions, the new forms, and all that stuff. So, hold on, let me put this on reader view real quick so it's actually a lot easier for me to read and a lot easier for you guys to read as well. Here we go. That's so much better. That is so much better. Anyways, let's go over the let's just go over the article because I'm not really good at intros anyway. So, starting off, we have like this little picture here revealing some of like the new forms, such as, well, Theory and Landorus. Well, we have Theory and Landorus here. Then we have this shiny version. It looks to be the shiny version of Hisuian Zorua, which, must I say, looks brilliant. Then we have this new form of Dialga, which just looks weird. I don't know how I feel about that. That looks a little bad. And apparently we have the Hisuian Typhlosion. That man's just vibing. But I have to look at, I have to see what Samurott and Decidueye are going to look like too, in order to get like a final opinion on like what the starters will look like and all that, and determine who I'm going to pick. And then we have this, like, I'm guessing that's Hisuian Sneasel, or maybe the evolution. I don't know. That looks a little humanoid. Like we're on like Vanny from FNAF 6 territory, or is it FNAF's, like, how many FNAFs are there? I don't know. Security breach. All right. Well, the cat's out of the bag now. With just a week ago until the release of Pokemon. With just a week to go until the release of Pokemon Legends Arceus, some players have received access to an early copy of the game. Unsurprisingly, just about everything about the Pokemon world RPG is leaking online. Among the latest leaks is new information about the Hisui Pokedex, including new evolutions, what the Hisuian forms look like for the starters and other chosen Pokemon, and new forms for legendary Pokemon like Dialga and Palkia. All information compiled here has been sourced from Twitter user CentraLeaks, who is a very credible leaker, by the way. So these are like, these leaks, these are like genuine leaks. So again, if you guys are still watching this video right now and you guys do not want to be spoiled for this game, I suggest you click off right now, because on Twitter I even saw gameplay on CentraLeaks' account that also confirmed that the Hisuian Typhlosion is in fact real. So I know this is real. Before releasing images of what the new forms look like, CentraLeaks also divulged more details about the storyline and battle system in Pokemon Legends Arceus. According to the leaker, Legends Arceus comes after the Sinnoh games as the sequel, rather than being the region's or origin story, with Dawn and Lucas traveling back in time from the future. What? That's crazy. So it's Dawn and Lucas traveling back in time. Oh my, what? That's crazy. That's crazy. What? That's cool. I hate time travel plots, to be honest with you. Like, I hate time travel in any video game, movie, TV show, but that's something I was not expecting, because we all thought this was going to be like the original, but oh my gosh, so it's a sequel. That's cool. So this whole time they thought this whole time they had us like, oh, this here, this is just a prequel, but this is actually a sequel. It's like a sequel slash prequel, because we're going back in time before Sinnoh, but it still focuses on Dawn and Lucas. That's really cool. Aside from that, trainers can fall in the game and sustain damage. Are you saying, like, if I jump off a cliff, I can actually die? Yes! Not in a good way, but like, sometimes I like to be an idiot in video games and just jump off of giant cliffs and stuff, so yes. Status reducing moves like Growl are now gone, and arguably worst of all, players have to manually evolve their Pokemon by viewing them in the satchel? What? So we have to manually evolve them. That's kind of weird. Side note, maybe I can understand the removal of certain moves or the addition of fall damage because of the open world setting, but what in the world is the point of manual evolution if not to make the process more inefficient? Honestly, I agree. What's the point of manual evolutions in the game? Like that just makes, I don't know, that just seems kind of dumb to me. Like, it's like, oh, we must choose whether or not we should evolve Cyndaquil and all that. So we can literally go through the game with a freaking level 50 freaking Shinx for all we know. If you thought the changes to gameplay and mechanics were not drastic enough, some of our favorite Pokemon are also getting quite the unique look in Ultra typing with their Hisuian forms. Let's go. So, wait, I kind of want to like, I know you guys just saw them just now, but like, I kind of want to like, you know, before we actually go over them, like, I actually want to, you know, kind of like have the surprise for those of you who haven't seen the leaks, such as myself. So in total, the Hisui Pokedex contains 242 Pokemon. Arceus comes as the 240th Pokemon, while Darkrai and Shaman are the final two. Okay, it makes sense, since you can only obtain them through having the copies of the past Pokemon releases on the Switch. So like, so basically like Pokemon Let's Go and Sword and Shield. Below you can see the new Hisuian forms and evolutions for 28 Pokemon, including 3 legendaries. Moreover, the shiny versions of these Pokemon have also received a makeover. Alrighty, so let's have a look. Ooh, I'm ready. My body's ready. Okay, so here we go. I'm gonna zoom in real quick so we can actually see. So we can actually, see. So we have Hisuian, Voltorb, and Electrode, which honestly is pretty underwhelming in my opinion. Pretty underwhelming for Electrode at least, because Electrode it literally just looks the same. Because Voltorb at least it looks happier, but Electrode is like, it's always looked mischievous, but this one just looks straight up evil, I guess. I guess the whole like irony is that Cantonian Voltorb looks a lot more angry, while Electro looks more mischievous and happier. But while it's like a complete vice versa for these forms, but I don't know, I'm a little underwhelmed. I mean, I love electric type Pokemon, so Hisuian Voltorb is pretty cool, but I don't know, part of me is a little underwhelmed with Electro's design. I do like the detail in like the wood and stuff like that, because it actually looks like it's actually made of wood by having like the wood lines and stuff like that. But I don't know, I'm just a little underwhelmed by that. Then we have, of course, Hisuian Growl, and Hisuian Arcanine looks freaking magnificent. What are you? You look awesome. I love Hisuian Arcanine. If I wasn't choosing Typhlosion, I would definitely go for freaking Arcanine as my fire type. Next up we have the Hisuian Quillfish, which looks pretty cool. Hisuian Quillfish, let me see. Let's see. Like, I mean, it just looks a lot more angry. It looks less derpy, I have to say. And I do like the coloration in this, where they actually do give its like spikes. It does give the spikes on it, more detail, like how it actually looks, how the spikes actually do look poisonous by giving them like these little poisonous tips. I also just skipped over Typhlosion just now, my bad, but I noticed he's gotten a lot slimmer, and the whole flames appear, because I see these little like dots and all that, the flames appear to like actually cover the whole entire neck as opposed to just the back of the neck, so that's pretty cool. I do like the more emo look. I do like the more emo look that it has. I absolutely find it. I just find this amazing. Then we have Galarian. I almost said Galarian. Hisuian Sneasel, who is I don't know. It's just Sneasel but purple, sort of like purplish. I don't know. I do like it though. It's a poison and fighting type. I mean, that's a cool design though. That is a pretty good color scheme. I like that color scheme. Then apparently we're not getting any Hisuian start Hoenn Pokemon, so we skip to Sinnoh with the only two being Dialga and Palkia. What the heck are these? What the heck? What in the actual heck are these freaking forms? Like Dialga out here looking like a freaking Xenoblade boss. And this looks like something created from freaking Poke Fusions. These are both monstrosities. I have to say, I really do not like Dialga and Palkia's Hisuian forms. Or alternate forms, I should say. I don't know if these are Hisuian forms. I think they're just alternate forms. And then, of course, we have, we get straight to Unova with Hisuian Samurott. I have to say, Hisuian Samurott, just like Typhlosion, honestly, like there's only just a minor difference. But from what I know with the leaks, Hisuian Typhlosion has like a purple flame, so we know it's different. But Hisuian Samurott doesn't really look all that different to me. Like it's literally just Samurott with a more like, I guess, like more rogue appearance, since it is supposed to be a water and dark type. Then we have the grass. Is it a grass and fighting type, right? Grass and fighting type Lilligant here. The Hisuian Lilligant looks alright. I don't know. It looks more like a evolution. I mean, I know it's an evolution of Petilil, but like it looks like the Roselia of the Lilligant line. Like I feel like this could be like the in-between version of Petilil, and then Lilligant would be like the final form. So it would be Petilil, this thing, and then Lilligant. That's what it looks like to me, at least. Next up we have Hisuian Basculin, who just looks shook here. Like, you know how like the Baskins always look like angry and stuff like that? This one just looks shook. Like he's seen some shit, bro. Like I love that. Then we have Hisuian Zorua and Zoroark, which I don't know. I was thinking of maybe putting them on my team, but I don't think I'm gonna go with a team. I think I'm just gonna, I don't think I'm gonna go with a team in this game. I think I'm gonna just go with Pokemon that I think just look cool, honestly. Then we have what's it called? A Braviary, which I guess Rufflet just evolves into Braviary, so we don't get a Hisuian Rufflet. It just evolves straight into, like, we have the Unovan one, and then like the regular Rufflet that we know, and it will just straight up like, evolve into the Hisuian Braviary. Next up we have the Hisuian Avalugg, which they just massacred my boy, huh? They really massacred my boy. Like, don't get me wrong, I do think that these are like interesting like designs. Like, I don't hate them. It's just that I'm a little underwhelmed, and I don't know. I think my only complaint here is that the jaw is way too big. Like, if the jaw was maybe like a couple inches smaller, I would probably pass this design. I would probably get past this design, but honestly, I'm not really feeling it. I don't know. I prefer, as someone who's actually a big fan of Avalugg, I have to prefer the original design over the Hisuian form, in my opinion. Next up we have Sliggoo and Goodra. So let me zoom in on Goodra real quick. Goodra and Sliggoo, they're not as happy as they were before. Looks like they're actually struggling. I mean, I would be struggling. I would feel, a little sad too if I was just encased in like some giant shell. And I do like their like more snail-like inspirations, where it's like they actually can hide into this. They can actually hide in this shell. Which, fun fact, the back of the regular Sliggoo, that little snail, that thing that looks like an incomplete snail shell, that was actually I believe that's actually Sliggoo's brain, so I love the idea of like, I don't know, I love the idea that like its brain is just more like a shell. They turned its brain into a shell. I mean, not really, but still, I do like this, you know? It's not like a 100% change where like they changed the coloration or anything. It's more like, you know, it's like the Sliggoo and Goodra that we know, they just have metal shells now. And I wonder if Goodra's gonna be able to like hide in its shell like Sliggoo is. I wonder, like, how does Sliggoo move? Does he just hop around? Okay, and then after the Kalos Hisuian forms, we have Hisuian Decidueye, which honestly, probably my least favorite design of the three. Yeah, probably my least favorite design of the three starters. I don't know. Like, when I first got a glimpse of this, I actually thought that this wasn't Decidueye until I saw like the feet and like the wings. I don't know, I'm not feeling it. Maybe I have to see it, because I remember I said I didn't like Incineroar, but after seeing it in gameplay, I actually really love Incineroar, so I'm gonna have to see it in gameplay. And then, last one on this column, so after Hisuian Decidueye, we have the completely like new form, so these are like the completely new evolutions to like the designs of the Pokemon. So we have, first up, we have Weirdeer here, the evolution of Stantler in the Hisui region, which we all know. I love this thing, you know. I love this thing. Look at that bushy beard. Then we have Cleavor, who, you know, we already know about. And then we have the new evolution of Sneasel, Hisuian Sneasel, I should say. Gotta say, it looks a little too like humanoid to me. Like it looks like a FNAF character. It looks like a freaking FNAF, like a DeviantArt fan-made FNAF character. But again, maybe if I see this thing actually move in the game, I'll probably like it a lot more. And then we have the Fairy and Flying Hisuian. We have the new Hisuian Force of Nature. We don't know what this Pokemon is called, but since it's not included as like as an alternate form next to Hisuian Braviary, it's safe to say that it's going to be a completely new Pokemon, maybe. Maybe this is like holy crap, I just realized, maybe it's not a regional, so it's not even a regional form. This is actually just a completely new Force of Nature. I don't know why it took me so long, but it's not like a trio. It's literally just one new Hisuian form. So this is the incarnate form, and this is the Tarian form, which looks kind of like a weird bull tortoise thing. And then we have this one that like kind of has like a snake. They both have like these little like snake coils around them. I like that. I wonder what the story behind this one is. But again, I am going to read about it. I am going to read about it in a bit. Then we have Hisuian Quillfish's evolution. I'm not feeling it. Maybe that's not the regular form. Maybe that's like maybe it's like you know, like how pufferfish actually like expand and stuff. Maybe for this form it doesn't like expand as a balloon. Like maybe for this evolution it has like regular spikes, and then, you know, if it feels threatened, it'll expand the spikes, maybe. But if not, then I don't know. The spikes are, I don't know, some of the spikes are too big, and like the spike that's like kind of above its eyes is just kind of uncomfortable. I don't know, it's like kind of uncomfortable to me, because like, and I guess face is all like scrunched up. I think the eyes could be a little bigger, you know. The eyes could be a little bigger in my opinion, you know. Then we have Basculegion. So a lot of people were asking if we were going to get the red stripe and the blue stripe one. So this answers your question here. We have the red stripe Basculin, and then we have the blue stripe one, which actually resembles the which actually resembles the blue stripe one. So that means there's still a red stripe form that hasn't been revealed, unless it evolves into either form depending on like the region, like depending on like the area that it's in or something. One thing I noticed is so I thought that Basket Legion, I thought the red stripe form was going to be bigger than the blue stripe form, but I think that they just scrunched this one down so it can actually fit in the frame, I guess, next to it. But the red stripe form seems to be a lot more angrier, while the blue stripe form seems to be more like skittish and more timid, more miserable. And lastly, is there anything over here? Nope. So lastly, we have, ooh, I can't say I'm a big fan of this new Ursaring evolution. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know, that just looks a little, ooh. I don't know, it's like for all my favorite Pokemon, they kind of butcher them, save for Typhlosions. Typhlosion's the only one that I like here. But like, what did they do to you, Ursaring? They literally massacred you. Alright, so I'm gonna go over the information that we just had here. That goes into more depth about like the new Hisuian forms and Hisuian starters and stuff like that. So we already know that Legends Arceus will not include a new starters, but will be borrowing its starting trio from the past generations and games. Players can choose from Oshawott from Generation 5, Cyndaquil from Generation 2, my favorite starter of all time, and Rowlet from Generation 4. Oh, that's Generation 7. I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't know what's wrong with me, guys. That's Generation 7. But Pokemon Legends Arceus is still bringing a new twist to the starter trio, as Hisuian forms have emerged for their final or Stage 2 evolutions. Hisuian Samurott also looks older than its regular counterpart, as the whiskers look more elongated and exhibit a more flowy style. Moreover, the show-like head now sports dark colors rather than the typical beige to match its new water and dark typing. Meanwhile, Typhlosion's models show the fire type, now a dual fire and ghost type, without the quill-like flames being across its back. Although Central Leaks later clarify that the flames do appear in-game during battle. So yes, they actually fixed this. So, you know, a lot of a critique that the Cyndaquil line has gotten in the Pokemon games is that ever since they were rendered into 3D models in X and Y, they butchered them by not really giving them constant flames during battle, since usually when the Cyndaquil line battles, when they're not battling, they don't have the flames, but when they are battling, their flames do actually appear and stuff like that. So I'm glad they actually fixed that in Legends Arceus, where, like, you know, Typhlosion, my favorite Pokemon of all time. Yes, I know I've said Pikachu's my favorite Pokemon, but after a little bit of reevaluation on who my favorite Pokemon are, I have to say Typhlosion's my favorite Pokemon. I just have a lot more, you know, nostalgia. I have more memories built with this Pokemon. But yeah, Typhlosion's model, you know, I don't know, for Typhlosion, you know, I'm glad that they actually fixed it, where, you know, during battle the flames actually appear instead of just like when it's doing an attack animation or whatever. Becoming a grass and fighting type, the Decidueye has undergone the most drastic change to its appearance. Instead of resembling an owl with highly agile and flexible traits, most like a trapeze artist, the Hisuian form looks plumper and more grounded, like a sumo wrestler. You know, that's actually a very good point, and I failed to notice that, but now that I read that and I'm like more looking at it, I can kind of see it, like a more sumo style Pokemon. Interestingly, the normal character model goes for the warm colors, but Shiny Decidueye will go back to the green palette. That's actually pretty cool. That's an interesting fact to know. So the Hisuian forms and evolutions. Even before the leaks, the Legends Arceus teasers had already given a preview of the Hisuian forms of Growlithe, Voltorb, and Zorua and Zoroark. Both now normal and ghost types, Hisuian, Zorua, and Zoroark are probably the best looking out of the entire bunch. I do have to agree, out of all, if I have to say like my favorite form, like my favorite Hisuian forms, I have to go with Zorua and Zoroark design-wise. The shiny versions exhibit the bright blue gradient for Zorua and purple for the evolved form, so basically just like the Unovan forms where Zorua's shiny was blue and then it'll turn purple for shiny Zoroark. Maybe I should go for a shiny Zorua because in this game, because I do have a shiny Zoroark that I use in competitive battles from time to time in Sword and Shield. So maybe I might go for a shiny Zorua. Players have now also uncovered information about their typing and a sneak peek of the evolved forms, Arcanine and Electrode. While Hisuian Growlithe has a cloud-like appearance, Arcanine takes a more sinister look as the character model sports a dark gray and orange motif, or motif. I'm pretty sure it's motif. Both have fire and rock typing, making them 4 times weak to water type attacks unless the type effectiveness chart changed too. Which I know there's going to be people who complain about that, like, oh, it's 4 times weak to water, and I'm like, then don't use it against a water type. That's literally common sense. The exploding Pokeballs, Voltorb and Electrode, are now electric and grass types in Legends Arceus. Elsewhere, Hisuian Avalugg has shifted into an ice and rock type, whereas Lilligant is now a grass and fighting type. That Pokemon will be very weak against the likes of Braviary, which now has the psychic and flying type ability in Pokemon Legends Arceus. The line of Gumi, Sliggoo, and Goodra turn into Dragon Steel types in Hisuian. Well, to know, only Gumi stays it's the same from what I've seen in the leaks, but it will eventually evolve into the Dragon Steel type Sliggoo and Goodra, because I feel like it's going to start off as like a slug and then, you know, it gains like its shell basically. I used to always ask myself, fun fact, I always used to ask myself, like, do snails start out as slugs and then they get this, they just find shells, or do they or make shells or whatever, or are they born with the shells? And I actually found out that snails and slugs are absolutely different. Snails are born with their shells. Look it up. Not only do the Hisuian forms of Quillfish, Basculin, and Sneasel undergo design and typing makeover, but they are also getting new evolutions in Legends Arceus. Quillfish and its new evolved form will be dark and poison types, while Hisuian, Basculin, and Basculegion are dark and ghost types. Which is weird, because I always thought, you know, Basculin was going to be... I thought it was just going to be Basculin, and then it will eventually evolve to Basculegion, but apparently it's going to start out as a water and ghost type, so that's kind of interesting and kind of weird, considering the lore is supposed to be like, it became ghost type because it's possessed by the souls of its fallen brethren, but whatever. Sneasel and its new evolution take on poison and fighting typings, quite a drastic change from its original dark fighting form. It's dark and ice, but yeah. Dark and ice form with no Weavile in sight this time around. Ursaring also gets a new evolved form that will have normal and ground typing, though Ursaring itself does not seem to have a Hisuian change. Yeah, I've noticed that, so it's going to be like, so it just starts off as Teddiursa, Ursaring, and then by some mysterious means it turns into Hisuian Bear. Other new Pokemon include Kleavor, the Bug and Rock type featured in the gameplay video that evolves from Scyther and Hisui, and Weirdeer, the normal and psychic type that is the new Hisuian evolution of Stantler. And lastly, we have this final paragraph here discussing the new legendary forms, which, again, to me, personally, they look horrendous. If you guys like the forms, that's completely okay. I'm not telling you not to like the forms. I'm just telling, for me, from a design perspective, I just do not like them. As for Pokemon Legends Arceus, titular character Arceus won't have a new form in the upcoming game, Central Leaks reported, which, aw man, I wish it had a new form, no? However, Sinnoh's time and space keeping trio, Dialga and Palkia, will be getting interesting new forms. Many members of the community have already expressed their disdain towards the new appearance, so seems like I'm not the only one. Others have speculated that they may be fusions with Arceus, or these may be from the time the legendaries had uncontrolled power. That's actually a good speculation, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't think about that. And the whole fusion with Arceus thing, that does make, that would, I guess I think I can make sense of that. I think I can make sense of that. Leading to their more beastly appearance. Arguably, it still doesn't excuse the rather bizarre looking choices though. Yeah, they look like freaking JoJo stands. They look like JoJo stands. The Forces of Nature trio, Tornadus, Thundurus, and Landorus, will now be joined by a fourth Pokemon, so I was correct. So it's not a Hisuian combination of all of them or anything, where it's not like they're all just becoming fairy and flying. It's like Reggie Drago and Regieleki. Like they're not Galarian forms of the Regi trio. They are new members of the Regi trio. So we have a fourth member of the Forces of Nature. The new legendary sports a pink-red color scheme and a snake curled around or atop its body, depending on the Therian or incarnate form. Giving the theme, we speculate that the new Pokemon might be volcanocentric, Volcanus, with probability of fire and flying, but it could also be poison and flying with the snake there. Well, from leaks from Central Leaks, they apparently it's going to be fairy and flying, so I don't know what god it could possibly be based on. Whatever the case, it's clear that Pokemon Legends Arceus is taking fans on quite the wild ride with all these changes, and players will just have to brace themselves for what they might find as they explore the wilderness of Hisui. But anyways, that's going to wrap up today's video. Thank you all for watching. I actually had a lot of fun, you know, going over this video, going over the leaks and stuff like that. I like covering leaks. I like covering leaks. Credible leaks. I don't like, you know, covering every single leak that comes out, because not every single leak is true. Like, anyone can say, oh, I got information from my cousin who works at Game Freak or whatever, but Central Leaks and Riddler Q are usually credible sources, so you know, if I see their names on like articles and stuff like that, I know that I'm reading some type of credible leak. You know, there's some truth to their leaks. But you know, if you guys enjoyed this leak and you guys want me to cover more leaks like this, make sure you guys smack that like button, as it really helps me out. It really helps this video get pushed out through the algorithm and stuff like that, so I would really appreciate that. Also, if you guys are new to the channel and you guys, you know, like Pokemon content and stuff like that, make sure you guys, you know, subscribe and click that bell icon. It's 100% free, but, you know, if not, it's okay. You don't have to. I'm not forcing you to, but, you know, if you guys really want to, and you guys really like my energy and stuff like that, you guys like my analysis on things, I'd consider subscribing. And also, be sure to check out all of my other Pokemon content as well, because I cover Pokemon anime content. I'm soon gonna do more Let's Plays on this channel. I do shiny hunting. I do a lot of Pokemon stuff on here, so make sure you guys watch more of that stuff and all that. But until then, I love you all, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Only good, Chill Army.